today we have the worst type of college students. Let's tap in.
It's Monday morning, 8 a.m., where you're woken up to your phone's alarm going off and a notification telling you how your network administration final exam is in 3 hours. You had already been stressing out over this final exam, spending the entire weekend studying for it, as if you don't get at least a 75% or higher, you fail the entire course. Nonetheless, you brush your teeth, get ready, leave your crib, and head to your exam. By the time you get there, you notice everyone's already outside the exam room, reviewing their notes one last time. Bro, I'm gonna be honest, this shit might be cooked, dog. I don't even know if I studied enough, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was up till like 3 a.m. last night trying to figure out what a Kubernetes is, bro.
You think she finna curve the grades, though, bro? Like she might throw us a bone or something?
Bro, I hope so, because if she don't, I'm gonna see you next year, bro.
I mean, this teacher is known for serving exams, depending on how bad the class performs.
Yo, bro. Who the fuck is this nigga?
Don't look at me, bro. I was just about to ask you the same thing, dog. Yo, bro, did you enroll in this program late, bro?
I've been in this program since September, bro.
What? The kid that only pulls up to exams. This kid right here is a very dangerous kind of guy, considering the fact he deadass just spawns in halfway through the semester or at the very end. Not only has no one ever seen him before, but no one will ever see him again. You ever realize how whenever it was exam season, there was always those new faces that came into these spaces?
And it's crazy to me because when I was in college, I had this happen a fucking few times. And those are the niggas that passed. Mind you, I only did 2 years. It took me no. Because 2 years of college is 4 semesters. You got fall, spring, did that twice. It took me 4 semesters to realize that, you know what I'm saying? College was just not for me. I'm not busting my ass. I'm saying I'm going to class. I'm trying my hardest to stay awake. I'm taking some notes. And then it's like when I leave the classroom and I go to my dorm, I go to wherever, by the time I look at my notes and shit, it's like it's not making sense to me. So then when exams is coming up, tests is coming up, I'm in there fucking struggling, and then you got these niggas who are just, I'm saying, side characters in my life showing up randomly in the class, passing, and they're getting A's. You know what I'm saying? But they haven't been in class. They're not in there actively taking notes. They're not in there sleeping through lectures like me. They're not in there fucking sleeping through slideshows like me. I'm putting the work in. I may be asleep, but I'm putting the work in. And these niggas is just popping up out the blue, passing these exams. It's crazy to me.
Like that ass, it don't matter if it was your midterm, your final, or even damn lab exam. There was always a nigga who just spawned in somehow. A student with this kind of archetype is hella dangerous because it always means one of two things. One, they don't give a single fuck about the program. Two, this is their 3rd attempt at the damn class, so they already know everything. And come to think about it, maybe you want to get close to this guy, because this nigga right here, he may know a thing or two. The ins and outs. Might want to keep him by your right hand in case the semester starts getting a little tricky.
Bro, what the fuck, man? I failed again, bro.
Yo, chill out, bro. It's only the first quiz, bro. You got the next one. You'll do way better on the next one, dog. Yo, where'd you go? The dropout. This kid right here said this and never looked back. Like, I'm talking, he had one bad experience and said, you know what, bro? I'd rather flip packs and make hella stacks because I am not doing this shit anymore. Now, this shit was a lot more common depending on whether or not you were in a STEM program. Like, I remember my first semester, week 1, we had an electronic circuits class in which niggas were working with breadboards, resistors, transistors, Ohm's law.
Yeah, see, this nigga started talking about Ohm's law. I'd have quit that shit. I was just recently in fucking electrician trying to learn a trade, talking about Ohm's law and shit. I'd leave that shit alone too. I'm not gonna lie. They were doing a little bit too much, trying to teach me a little bit too much too fast. It didn't make sense. It didn't compute in my brain. I'm okay. I'm cool. But what I thought he was about to do is like he was gonna say withdrawals, because that's what I did a lot. Whenever I think you had when you first start the semester, you got a few set amount of time to withdraw from a class and then pick up a new one. My nigga, when I say in them first few weeks where that shit was valid, I was doing that. If I couldn't sit in your class and feel like I learned something or feel like I would last an entire semester, I'm withdrawing quickly. You know what I'm saying? I withdraw from a few classes that like I feel as though I didn't even need to be in the first place. That's where I thought he was gonna go with this.
And by only week 2, I ain't see like 50% of the program ever again. Like the class literally dropped to about like 15 people. This shit would only get worse the more you progress through your program too. By the time niggas had to take their calc midterm, you can literally see in someone's face when they're about to drop out the program.
Bro, that exam was crazy.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, those derivatives really got me messed up, bro.
No. Like, bro, that exam was fucked up.
Damn, bro, I got a 60%.
Hey, that's what's up, dog. That's what's up.
What I'm saying, bro, what about you? What'd you get?
47%. But we gonna ball in the next one. We gonna ball in the final. You don't gotta worry about me.
Yeah, true. But bro, what do you think Jake got?
Oh shit, that's a good question. But I'm gonna text him right now.
I love
Yo,
this
bro,
nigga
did
video.
Jake ever answer your text, bro?
Nah, bruh. Nah, I think about it. He ain't never answered me. Hold on, he just posted something on his story though. What the fuck? This nigga, is he in Mexico on a yacht?
Ain't no way, bro.
Okay, class, so as you can see here, when doing binary conversions, it's extremely important you start from the right to the left, as otherwise you'll mess everything up.
Excuse me, Professor Ratburn. Question.
Oh my
Not
gosh,
this
here
kid
we go.
again, bro.
Why can't we start from the middle?
The kid who asks dumbass questions. In school, the old saying always goes, there's no such thing as a dumb question.
And I believe that. See, this nigga right here that made this video, who just put that little section, he's the reason why I didn't succeed in education. I always felt like there was an absurd amount of peer pressure to not ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? If your teacher is explaining something and you do not get it, but nobody else seems to like want to ask a question, nobody else is raising their hand, everybody's nodding their head, you do not want to seem like that one little dumbass nigga who is not understanding what seems to be everybody, every fucking Einstein in the class is understanding. You never want to be that guy, and I'm not gonna lie. You could put the blame on me. When I was in college, I was a shy kid. I'm saying that I don't give a fuck what nobody say. High school education, going from high school, like a high school education scene, to a college like education scene where you're just in a big ass lecture hall surrounded by fucking random people that you see only 2 times a week. And you just, it's something about that environment where it's like, if you don't understand something, and you see everybody else seems to be you don't want to be that one person. You want to be that one person that's looked at as a dumbass. Like, damn, this nigga keep asking questions. Why is this nigga not understanding? Right? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's like a society thing almost, where it's like some people who, if you're in a environment of fucking Einsteins and geniuses, you don't want to be looked at as the one guy who can't keep up with everybody else, who's slowing the class down. You don't want to be looked at as that guy. But one thing I could honestly say, I should have stepped up myself, you know? I should have fucking spoke to them teachers. If I didn't know something, then you act, because I really believe that now there's no such thing as a dumb question. The only dumb question is the question that doesn't get asked. Because then it's just going to sit in your brain and you're not going to know the answer to it. And then by the time class over and you still ain't asked, guess what? You left that class not knowing how to do something, how to fix a problem, how to fucking, it don't matter depending on the subject, but you left that class without learning a valuable piece of information. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I was about to say too, I was drawing a blank on it, but it's like, you can't be afraid, because at the same time, them other people, they just like you. Believe it or not, it's a lot of other people in the room that would think just like you. You're not asking a question because you're scared, or not of fear, and out of not want to look like a dumbass. They're feeling the same exact way. So you can help that person out by speaking up and speaking your mind. And granted, them niggas ain't paying for your school. That's one thing I really should have really took advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Having those professors and those teachers at your disposal, they're teaching you shit. Them niggas are getting paid by universities to come in there and fucking teach you shit. Ask them niggas all the questions in the fucking world. It don't even got to be pertaining to the subject that they teaching. Ask them niggas, pick their brains about every single thing. You know what I'm saying? Get your money's worth. Because I just know if you leave that classroom and you don't know, especially in college too, if you leave a fucking a fucking lecture hall, a classroom without knowing a piece of information, by the time you get to the next class, my nigga, you're better off just dropping the class. Cause you're gonna feel like you're fucking eons behind everybody else. Even if they understand and you don't, you're gonna feel eons behind. Cause that professor isn't just gonna, oh, let's go over a recap of what we did a few days ago or yesterday. They're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. So you're better off, you know what I'm saying? The moment that you hear some shit that comes out your professor's mouth and you don't understand it, you don't get it, you speak up, you say something. Because if you don't, and you leave that class, and by the time you come back, my nigga, it's going to sound like they're speaking Spanish. You're in Spanish too. And the only language you know is English. That's how it's going to be if you don't say something.
However, in college, fuck no. One rule of thumb is if you ever notice people around you in your class getting visibly upset as you throw your hand up, I have bad news. You might be this guy. This nigga right here decides to somehow always find the most irrelevant question to ask during every lecture or lab session. Like the things he asks just do not matter at all. Alright class, so as you can see here, when working with Boolean algebra, it's extremely important to take note of the Morgan law.
Excuse me, prof. Question. Why is it the instead of the Morgan?
Bro, if you don't shut the f— It was always funny when the entire class would start to catch on, to a point where the prof is now having to brace himself for the stupidity that's about to be asked. Like, we already don't want to be here, and then you got this nigga just dragging the entire duration of the class with his questions. Don't be this guy, bro. Yo, you ready for the networking lab exam, bro? Apparently, if the PCs can't ping each other, we fail.
Bro, I don't know, dog. For some reason, I only could get one PC working during the practice exam, bro.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. What about you, bro?
Bro, I don't even know what a ping is.
The guy who just couldn't give a fuck. This nigga right here is a very scary guy. He will be the most unbothered kid you'll ever meet in your life. Niggas will deadass have one of the biggest assignments coming up, and here he'll be scrolling TikTok mid-lecture or figuring out how to download Valorant on the school PCs. The thing about this guy though, is he's somehow sitting here right alongside you, in the midst of the program, despite him clearly not giving a shit. Once again, this kid right here, he might know a thing or two, as I mean somehow he's made it this far. So having him on your side might be of your best interest. You might want to keep him around. Holy shit, bro, it's 1 a.m. This project was supposed to be submitted an hour ago. And here we all are, the four of us, still waiting for this nigga to finish his damn part.
Yo, my bad, bro. It's just ChatGPT keeps giving me some stupid response.
Dog, what the hell are you asking ChatGPT?
I'm asking it to create me a splash screen for my mobile app.
Okay, and what did you ask after that?
To make me a splash screen for my mobile app, bro.
That's the same fucking thing.
What the hell, bro?
Now I'm asking it to produce me a splash screen, and nothing's working, bro.
The kid who is always high. This kid right here will be one of the funniest people you ever meet in your life. However, when you're...
No, I'm not gonna lie. That shit just gave me flashbacks, bro. Like, I used to have this roommate, that nigga that I forgot that nigga name, but they used to call him Sticks. And that nigga, when I say that nigga was always high, bro, like that nigga, like I couldn't, like having a roommate in college is already hard, but it's like that's supposed to be like one of the people that you closest to. I could not have a single conversation with this nigga because he was always fucking fried out of his mind and nothing that he said ever made sense. Like ever made sense. I remember one time I was out late and I came back to the room. This nigga locked the top lock to the door by accident. I wasn't mad at him because like I do that shit sometimes too. But at the same time, I remember I'm knocking on the door for this nigga to open it. And this nigga's like, he's trying to have a full-fledged conversation with me through the door while he just keeps unlocking the bottom lock and opening the door, unlocking the bottom, opening it. Like, bro, it's not opening, bro. Well, did you do the top lock? He was like, oh shit, my fault, bro. Proceeds to put his hand down to go back to the bottom lock again and open it. Like, damn, like this shit is stuck or something. I'm like, wait, that's not the top. That was the bottom lock again. He was like, oh shit, my bad. Let me get the top. And then he get the top lock and then finally let me in. But that's just like that nigga. When I say he was just doing the most high, dumb, stupid shit ever, And this nigga used to be a SoundCloud. I think he was a SoundCloud rapper or something like that. That nigga didn't give no fucks about school. He just smoked weed, sold weed, made music, and stayed in the room. He was cool as shit. Cool as hell. Cool ass dude. But nigga did nothing. He did nothing. He was funny though. I fuck with him.
Grouped up with him for a project? Fuck no. Like, he'll be straight chilling, but somehow when it's time to finish your group project that's due the night of, he only then decides it's the perfect time to just take shrooms or just get high out of his mind. To a point where he don't even realize he's asking ChatGPT the same question in 3 different ways, leading to the same result every single time. If you ever catch this guy during a lecture just dozing off or looks like he doesn't know where the hell he is, it's probably because the shit on the board is hella confusing, or he's currently as high as Marley. And boom, submitted. Fuck, bro. This assignment took way too long. Holy, and it's 11:58 p.m. Just made it by 2 minutes. Who the hell is texting me at this time, bro? The last minute kid.
Me.
This student right here is always one of the most interesting, considering the fact that they've probably known the assignment was due hella time ago, yet decided to text you 2 minutes before the deadline. Everyone in college has been there, where you just couldn't understand a question or didn't have it in you to finish the assignment, so you had to ask for it. But you gotta make sure if you finna run this play, you do it with some time to spare on the clock. These guys are always funny too, because there's levels to this last minute shit. Like, when you're in college, the odds of you doing an assignment right when it's released is pretty slim to none. But to wait a couple hours, let alone minutes, right before it's due, where you're only now starting?
When I'm sitting here telling y'all, when I say when I was in college, I want to say damn near 70 to 80% of my assignments was started the night that it was due. When I say I could have had weeks to do it, I could have had months to do it. I did not start that shit till it was due 24 hours. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is. I was too busy having fun, too busy doing so much other shit that did not even pertain to the reason that I was at school. I could not help it. But at the same time, one thing I can tell you, that assignment always got done. It was probably never late. I don't, because most professors don't even take late assignments. But I will tell you that shit always got done though. You know what I'm saying? When a nigga had to lock in, I locked in, but I was always last minute with everything. I don't know. I can't even explain it. It just is what it is at that point when it comes to school.
Damn, bro.
For me, at
I might
least.
have to hand in assignment 1 late, dog. I ain't gonna be home tonight until like 11 p.m.
Damn, bro.
Nah, dog. With this teacher, you can't hand anything in late, bro. I'm telling you.
I told
As
you.
soon as she sees it submitted past the deadline, she don't even look at it, bro. It's just a straight 0.
What the dog? It's the first assignment of the semester. How do you even know that? Who is this guy?
For you. The first assignment for you. This is my 3rd time taking this damn course. I've been doing this shit.
The veteran. This kind of guy right here is definitely someone you're gonna want to get close with. Despite him being on academic probation, as this is his last chance at taking the damn course, he's gonna know absolutely everything and anything you would ever need to know. The types of questions the professor tends to put on the assignments, the curveballs she throws on exams, her walking pattern during tests and quizzes around the room, when she marks attendance, he'll know it all. You'll notice this nigga tends to be off on his own, usually posted up in the corner of the room, as all of his friends have already graduated before him, leaving him in the dust. So if you ever see someone posted up on their ones, maybe you should go say hi, as they might be the reason you just get by. The computer science major.
Man, if you a computer science major, man, them niggas ain't doing shit with that degree. They ain't doing nothing with it. Most of them niggas, they start that shit and then talk to them in like 2 semesters. Guaranteed they say, I changed my major. I'm doing criminal justice now. Swear to God, I promise you that's what they do. And there's one thing else I can promise that you do is like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy RushMoreRick. We out of here. Next video.